because of Staff of Sanctuary, and the more I have, I feel like I can just overwhelm him, you know. And yeah, so I see he doesn't have an expansion, so I feel pretty comfortable now. I'm just going to keep producing, just going to see what's up with him. He definitely doesn't seem bent on making destroyers at all, so I've stopped my production of gyros pretty much. I buy another staff here. I'm not sure whether or not I prefer multiple staves or staffs or one staff. It can kind of suck if you try and pass a staff and it puts your aim in a bad position trying to get access to one of your melee heroes and he gets nuked and all that. But at the same time, you know, 250 gold for a staff, I mean, you could just get another knight that way. It's hard to discern. I think I'll probably stick with one staff from now on. I know his DK is not going to be out for a little while, level 4, so I just try and pick off some stuff while I can. Got level 3 on my Pala, kind of close to level 4 on my MK, and kind of close to level 5 on my Archmage. Wouldn't have been bad right here to not make that knight and maybe sell like one or both of my circlets and build an expo once again. But I'm thinking, okay, I've got a unit advantage. He doesn't have an expo either. I could probably just send those. Peasants to mine and buy more units and stuff. But I probably should have sold my circlets regardless. I don't know. I just didn't think about it. Another thing too is I have my boots of speed on my Pala right now. I probably should have put them on my MK. I mean, they aren't bad on Pala, but I would prefer to have him on the MK because having that clutch bolt, you know, where he just barely catches up to the DK because he has boots of speed, is, in my opinion, so much more important and so much more helpful than having it on Pala, especially since he has Divine Shield and stuff. I see he's sending his ghoul there, so I figure he's just going to try and kill peasants because he figures I'm mining there. So I select my first 3 peasants and have him call to arms and send them towards the mine, since if he's there, it'll attack him and probably kill the ghoul if he's not paying attention. If you expo, especially versus Orc and Undead, always put up a tower, arcane, or whatever, just so that they can't send a ghoul or some wolves or whatever and just non-stop kill peasants, and it gets pretty dumb. So just put up at least one tower if you expand. As you can see, I was trying to just Crypt Lord there. Even with coil, eventually it's going to go down. I'm trying to staff out knights as I can. I still notice his DK has no TP, so I'm trying to be aware, trying to be ready to bolt and kill it. Kill units as I can, killing abominations and fiends, whatever I can get. I actually lost quite a few knights there. I mean, I staffed quite a few too. I have 3 staffed right now. My cooldown is running on pretty much all of them. I probably should have left at this point. I mean, I think I lose 1 or 2 knights unnecessarily here, which is, you know, unnecessary. But I don't know. Sometimes you just make decisions without thinking about it. So it's about time for me to get out of there, which I do. I still didn't kill his ghoul, even though I sent those 3 called to arm peasants. So I send them back to the mine. I don't know. I wasn't sure whether or not I had killed his ghoul, and apparently I hadn't. And he gets that water elemental, but it's alright. Yeah, just taking a gander at his DK. It's so tempting always to try and kill that DK. Kind of gave him another water elemental, it seems there. I make sure I transferred my staff to my palace since he has Divine Shield, and you know, worst comes to worst, if I feel like I need to staff my Archmage since he's the most vulnerable one in that situation, then I can staff him. I probably should have transferred. I wasn't sure if I had time, but probably should transfer my staff from my MK to my Archmage. I saw the blight, but it kind of occurred to me. It only occurred to me like a minute later. Oh my God, he has an expo. I was like, oh man, maybe I lost this. But I know his DK doesn't have a TP, so I know if I keep focus firing on his DK, if I keep nuking it, at worst, it's going to have to leave the battle. And once his DK is out of the battle, he probably can't combat me anyway, so I can get that expansion. Yeah, I see his ghouls attacking my. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating there. I lose some gyros to level him. I see his ghoul is still alive. So I think I select 3 again and call the arms and send them again to kill the ghoul. But I go for the expo, get ready to nuke and try and kill the DK as much as I can. Once again, no TP. Bolt it. I really should have staffed my pala here, but I don't know. I was like, oh my god, yes, I got the surround on the DK. Yeah, get that fiend too, and I know at this point I can just go for his lich without unholy aura. There's no way that he can outrun me, so I can just bolt clap, and as you can see, and of course he can't fight me with just fiends. I wasn't sure whether or not he'd just leave here or not, but I think he knows I don't have an expo either. I'm trying to save up for an expo right now, kind of, not really sure. Alright guys, on the count of 5 seconds, I'm going to have you go to 2x speed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2x speed. I probably should have bolted that third Astrolite so that he couldn't unsummon, but it's not that big of a deal. Even when they've unsummoned, do attack it afterwards, and that's nothing. Kill the Astrolites first, not the mine. Unless, I don't know, unless, I guess in some situations, if you had mass siege or something, you could go for the mine. But even if he's unsummoning it, unsummon is a time thing, so like if you attack it, it reduces the amount he gets from the unsummon. So I see my MK is almost level 5, and I still haven't crept this thing, so I can, and since I know it's going to take a while for him to resurrect, I decided, hey, level 3 bolt, I need it, I'd love it. Sweet thing, I get a boot of speed on my MK, so now I have a boot of speed on my MK and Palo, which is good stuff. And I'm just staffing out weak units. You know, Half-Life HP might as well be a foot, so there's no reason to just have a bunch of Half-Life knights. And right now it's just kind of a containment game. I thought about saving it for an expo, but then I decided no, it'll take me too long. Maybe I should have sold my stuff again, but I knew that he was in trouble now. Oh, another thing, I had considered going over and killing his altar, but I figured his third hero was out now, and where his altar was placed, see how it's kind of tucked in there between the ziggurat, the hall, and the crypt and stuff, I decided at most I could get a couple melee units attacking at once. There's no way I was going to be able to kill it in time, and I'd probably lose knights, and I'm just not comfortable going into undead towns. I so much prefer to starve them and to get them in bad positions rather than enter them. I get my palas out. I'm pretty happy about that. Still got a TP, so I feel pretty comfortable right now. Yeah, I got a level 5 MK with boots on them. I got a staff on my 2 safest heroes because they can go invulnerable. You know, Divine Shield for Pala, TP for Archmage. I could tell earlier that his hero was out because he had sent skellies to my, or at least one hero was out because he had sent skellies to my expo. Once again, surround his Crypt Lord there, kill it. Just trying to save units. It's really important, you know, you really, even though it's easy to feel confident and make mistakes here, you really got to pay attention to situations, because if you just don't pay attention for 0.5 seconds and he gets off a good nuke on your Archmage, the game could be totally over right there. This is not, even with a strong strategy like this, and even with a good advantage like this, this matchup is still as delicate as ever. I see he must be out of ziggurat since he killed his statue, so he's definitely in trouble. And he's running out of things to unsummon. He probably doesn't even have an Astrolite. Sure enough, level 3 bolt, level 2 holy light can easily pick off fiends. And his DK is still no TP. Surround it, kill it, good game. Alright, yeah, just killing stuff. New game was over. Was pretty relieved at this point. Killing stuff. Yeah, GG. So I hope you guys learned something. And one thing too, I don't know, TGS.Infinity probably isn't gonna watch this or hear this, but he's a very mannered guy, so credit to him. I almost felt kind of bad doing auto commentary on a game versus him, because it feels so much better doing it against a bad mannered person, because it feels justified. But he's a very mannered guy. He's never bad mannered me. He's always been nice, win or lose, and so I've enjoyed playing with him and stuff. So thanks, guys. I hope you learned something, hopefully, and if you guys have anything to say at all, please do post, and it helps me gauge how many of you guys out there are listening to this, and I appreciate all the comments and even criticisms and stuff, and it's helped me a lot. And hopefully I made some improvements upon my last audio. This one was a bit longer. It makes me kind of an extremist, one extremely short, one extremely long, but it was I just played, it was like my last game, and I really felt like making an audio commentary. So thanks, guys. Thank you for listening. And also too, if you have any requests of any sort, like a certain matchup, hopefully involving a human, I'm as Orc, I always try and mass walkers. As Undead, I always try and go neutral heroes, and as Night Elf, I always go alchemist. So it's probably not best to ask me for advice as other races. So if you have any requests for matchups or in particular games and stuff, or have any questions about things you didn't understand, or things you're curious about why people do things, and if I know the answer, or I think I know the answer, I'll try and give you what wisdom I can. Alright, thanks again, guys. Take care, and good luck.